Really quick, you guys, before we get into this video, really quick, this Sunday, okay, today is Friday, you're seeing this video Friday. This Sunday, we are going to do a live. I am going to do a live on Sunday morning. For those of you who attend church or any type of religious thing on Sunday morning, I'm sorry, you guys, but that was the only time that I could get your two special guests with me, all three of us together, and have time to do a live. So Eddie, you guys know Eddie's been leased onto my authority since March. He's phenomenal. He's the greatest person to work with and for. I consider myself that I work for him because that's just what I think. He probably thinks he works for me, but I think in my mind I work for him. And when you come with an attitude of service, things just work out great. But anyways, that's beside the point. Eddie has been with me since March. Jesse, his lady, his lovely, awesome, incredible, inspiring lady, okay, also has her CDL. She quit her freaking day job, you guys, and as of like 2 weeks ago, she's been running team with Eddie. So Eddie and Jesse are going to be on the live this Sunday morning. You guys stay tuned. I'm not sure what time. I think it's going to be like 8, 9, maybe 9, probably, because they're probably going to want to sleep a little bit. So about 9 o'clock Pacific time. You guys stay tuned for that. And you guys, if you have or know anybody who has a used aluminum flatbed for Eddie's 2022 Ram 3500. If it's got boxes on it, even better. If it's fancy, that's fine. But he does want one, and he doesn't want to buy one brand new because they're ridiculously expensive. So if you know anybody or have heard of anything or seen anything, let me know in the comments, because he is looking for one, and that would really make his day and help Eddie and Jesse reorganize all the stuff that they're keeping in their truck, because there are now 2 of them. So now, you guys, let's get into this video. I'll tell you why I have to go to California and how much money I made to get here. It's always something, you guys. I'm trying to get rolling. I'm trying to go back to California. I just pulled up. I left my house at 6 o'clock this morning. I just pulled up to my first shipper, and they're starting to load me, right? It was supposed to be 25 feet of deck, 1,500 pounds. That's why I agreed to the rate that I agreed to, because it was super light and it was very convenient for me. It was going to be convenient for me to pick up, convenient for my trip, and it was dropping off in Vegas instead of Northern California, which is ultimately where I'm going. So I knew I could pick something up in Vegas to replace that load and keep going. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I get there, right, and they're loading these pallets, and I'm like, okay, you know, he brings out the paperwork to me. I already pulled out all my load securement. I already been talking to the guys for 15 minutes, backed into their bay, did all this crap. And he brings me out the paperwork, and he's like, okay, sign here. And I look, you always review the paperwork, you guys. I look, I'm like, is it really 14,000 pounds? He's like, oh yeah, it's 14,000 pounds. I'm like, well, hold on a second. I look at my Raycon, I'm like, dude, and I showed him, I'm like, dude, it's supposed to be 1,500 pounds. That's why I took it for $1,600. He's like, that's all they're giving you? I'm like, don't even tell me what you're paying, because I'm gonna get pissed off again. Like, don't even tell me. I know I'm getting the shaft. I know I'm getting the short end of the stick. We're all getting the short end of the stick with any broker for any load. I do not care. They're taking, he's like, we're paying almost double that. And I'm like, wow. And they had it posted for 15. And of course, you know me, I'm always negotiating. They would only budge at $100, and they're getting paid almost double. And so I called the broker, and he's like, oh, start taking it off. He had already loaded me 5 pallets of the 10, and he's like, take it off. I'm like, dude, I said, you know, I would take it. I would call the broker back and renegotiate for a better rate. I would take it, but I already have another load that's paying double what yours is paying, and it weighs 5,000 pounds. I was like, I can't take both of them, and you know, you have to understand, like, I just can't take both of them. You know, I have to choose one, and of course, I'm not going to choose the one that's paying half as much. I'm going to choose the one that's, you know, paying more fairly. And he's like, no, I get it. And I said, listen, look, here's a couple business cards. I got 4 trucks. I don't screw information up. You know, you don't screw the information up. I don't screw the information up, you know, so hopefully maybe I got a DC out of it. I called the broker. They're giving me a Tonu, which is a dry run, which is a truck order not used, for freaking $150. Thanks a lot, you know. It's not even worth my time, my gas, my 2 hours that I spent driving over here, whatever. So I jumped on the load board before I left there. I got my Tonu. I jumped on the load board, and there's another load in Arlington, Texas, which is not far from, I'm in the Dallas area. And I call them up. They got no rate posted on it. So when I called him up, I'm like, what do you got on it? He's like, it's 800 pounds, 19 feet of deck, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what. I'm like, what kind of rate you got? I had another broker on hold. I put her on hold so I could answer this one back because he was not available when I called him originally, 10 minutes or 5 minutes beforehand. And he's like, I got $2,000 on it. I'm like, I'll take it. Send me all the paperwork. I'll get it done for you in 3 minutes and I'll take it. Like, I gotta go. And I told him the situation with that load, and we're both just shaking our heads. He's like, you seem like a normal person. Let's just do it. I'm like, yes, I am not normal, but I will be a good carrier for you. It's like, I'm definitely not. He's like, I'm so sick of talking to idiots. I said, me too. So anyway, so I'm driving over to Arlington now, you guys. Let's go try again. Let's go pick up another load. I'll catch up with you guys in a minute, tell you everything that's going on in California. 800 pounds, 19 feet of deck. It's an empty crate, you guys, and I have to tarp it. It's empty, but wherever it's going, it's gonna get loaded up. And if it's wet, we're gonna have problems. So whatever, I kind of tarped it. It's fine. Let's go to the next one, because now I'm gonna be late for the next one. The next one is the big money. And I am now gonna be late because of everything that happened this morning. So we gotta run. We gotta hurry up and we gotta go. This one's for the books, you guys. This is some sketchy ass shit right here. They're trying to pull the piece out. There's my trailer. I don't know. Tight yard. Tight yard. Some kind of empty tank. And I don't know. The broker said chains. I don't know if chains are going to work here, so we'll see. They're trying to get it out. Yeah, super sketch. The broker wanted me to tarp this. They got 4 big old pump things at every corner of the top of this thing, sticking all out these weird, funky, odd-shaped shits. And I told the broker, I was like, there's no way I can tarp this. I'll tarp it, I told him. Hold on, let me set you guys down. I told him I'll tarp it, but it's gonna break my tarp. I told him it's gonna bust my tarp because all the sharp edges up at the top. And I told him, and my tarp is so heavy, these 14-ounce tarps are 100 pounds. I was like, my tarps are so heavy, it's gonna break this PVC crap and all this weird shit that's at the top of it. I'm like, it's gonna break it. So if you wanna confirm that I'm not liable and that you're gonna pay for the tarp repair on my tarp that's gonna get busted up, then I will tarp it. But it's an empty tank, you guys, some kind of oil tank. Like, why tarp it? So then they went back to their customer, who is not the shipper, and they were like, okay, the customer said just tarp the electrical box, which, okay, that makes sense. This one's real sketchy, you guys. So we'll see. We're almost done. Oh my God, you guys, I'm exhausted. I think I've been here, well, for sure over 2 hours, but it's done. The longest part was getting the damn thing up onto my trailer because this guy's forklift was not the greatest. So this is an auction piece, come to find out, and it came with a little crane. So I've strapped all that down. And I don't know, and the empty crate. So 5,000 pounds, you guys, for the 3 pieces here, and 800 pounds for the crate in the front. This is 2,600. The crate in the front's 2,000. They're both going to the Bay Area in Northern California. And I'm out of here. I'm tired, and I'm just gonna have to watch this thing. This is gonna be a babysitter for sure. It's got some weird parts on the top, and I'm just gonna have to keep watching it. What's up, YouTube? All right, so I'm already in my hotel for the night. I'm in Arizona, and tomorrow I'll finish the trek to the Bay Area, or nearly finish the trek to the Bay Area. I'll deliver on Friday. I'm here in California finally because the squatters, deuces, they're gone. Oh, I'm so glad that it's over. So much drama, you guys, so much crap. It's really unfortunate. I'm learning by trial and error on how to be a landlord, and it has been beyond stressful and really a negative experience. So I am going to change up my game plan in regards to that house, but I am back because finally they moved out. I had to process all this paperwork. I had to do the eviction. It's not like Texas. They have all kinds of rights and they can just stay there. And I won't get into detail, but I will say karma's a bitch, and I did everything right, and I just am looking forward to moving forward and moving on because it's been a terrible experience, and it's been beyond stressful for me. These last 4 months, just in this regard, has been very tough, really tough for me. I have had to work harder and spend more because my tenants for the last 3 months have not paid their rent. So it's been just a really negative experience. And I know, you guys, if you're gonna leave me a comment, I know I did reach out to several rental management property people, And because of the type of property that I have and things like that, it's horse property, it's an acre, it's blah, 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 I was turned down because I did not want to be hands-on in this situation because I now live half a country away. I wanted it managed and I wanted it overlooked by professionals, and I didn't mind paying the 10%, but those that I reached out to before I moved to Texas and when I was trying to rent the house were not interested in taking my property on. So I know, you guys, there's rental property agencies out there and, you know, all of that good stuff, and that's fine and dandy, but for whatever reasons, my house did not qualify for that. So I tried to do it on my own and it just has blown up in my face. I'm glad it's over. I will move forward. There is, you know, it's fine. I'm learning. I've been baptized in the fire, just like I baptized my Patreons in the fire. And, you know, I kind of mentor them and I walk them through the hotshot process. Well, guess what? That's what's happening to me from a homeowner's perspective who is renting her house. So I'm learning, and it is what it is, and it's almost over, and I probably just have a lot of work to do, clean up, probably more money to spend. It's been a horrible experience, you guys. It's been terrible. I got 600 miles to go, and I'll be dropping my $4,600 2 little loads off, and I'll be glad to get those off the trailer too. And we'll move on. We move on. We move forward. I move forward. I don't give a shit. You know what? It's over, and now I just keep moving on. Like, that's just how it is. I'm not going to sit and cry about anything. It's done. You know, what's done is done. And the thing I just need to remember is I have to learn from this situation and create a game plan moving forward that is going to be less risky and definitely less stressful, because I don't need that in my life right now. Like, I got so much other stuff going on. I definitely don't need to be worrying about a house that's half a country away. So I'll move forward with that, and I'll just leave it at that, you guys. We'll see what happens with that next. But we continue on with the hotshot adventure. These guys are gonna wait for me. They've been waiting for me for almost 2 hours. They apparently rented a forklift for the oil tank thing that's in the back. But they preferred that I drop it today rather than tomorrow. And I said, I can do that, but you're gonna have to wait because it's traffic and just takes as long as it takes. So they've been waiting for me. I'm 2 miles away, so we'll drop that off. Then I'm gonna lay over, and in the morning I'll drop off the empty crate at the front and we will get out of here, because when it rains, it pours. The Sheep East gave me a notification, and the check engine light came on, gave me a notification that said reduced engine power, I think is what it said. But she never reduced her power, so I don't know. But this happened yesterday, and I've already booked an appointment for my Ford guys. At least I'm here where I have some roots and I know some people. I'm not out on the road in some place that I have no idea where I'm at. So I booked an appointment for Monday. I will take the She Beast in and we'll see what's going on with it. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. Well, these guys were a little bit more prepared, but the forklift, the rear tires of the forklift are already catching air. You could barely see it, but we're at a bad angle. You want to check the other side for the yellow piece first? I don't want that piece to roll off. If I pull out like he says, is this yellow piece gonna move? Because look at. Oh. Yeah, if I pull forward, I mean, it's a good idea, it's fine, but if I pull forward, it's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. We have to move that, hold on. Dude, sketchy shit. Crazy. He had his forks on the tank, and then he was like, okay, I'm just gonna lift it and pull forward, but there was that other yellow piece, and I'm like, no, hold on. So now they're taking off the yellow piece, and there's the other yellow piece, and this will be the last one. And I spent $1,100 in diesel, you guys, but my auxiliary tank is probably, I estimate it's gonna have at least 50 gallons in it. So it should be enough. What I have in there, it should be enough to get me out of California. So let's say if I put in $1,100, but let's just say $900 for the trip and $4,600 on the revenue. So $900 in diesel. I left Tuesday, I'll be empty Friday. And I had my eyes on a little van box truck for $1,000 coming out of Stockton going to LA. But with the check engine light on the truck on and what it was feeling like, I'm just gonna leave it and just drive back to SoCal, back to the house. Was it kind of a pain in the butt? Definitely not as much at destination as it was at origin. I checked my ELD, you guys. I spent 3 hours at origin. Yes, it was a pain in the butt. Did I give him a business card? You're damn right. Why? Because small businesses like this need hotshots. And
I don't mind that it's a pain in the butt. I like that he bought used rather than new. I don't mind babysitting a used piece because it's already used. He bought it off an auction, okay? What are the chances of one little wire being frayed and I'm gonna get blamed for it? Probably very low, right? And because it was a pain in the ass, I personally, I can't tell you guys what to do, but I personally don't refrain from servicing customers like that. I service them, I give them a quote, and I explain to them why my quote is what my quote is. So I take that opportunity, and instead of wanting to, you know, stay away from them, I will take the opportunity and say, yeah, I can do it. This is how much, and this is why. And I don't mind it. You know what? If it takes me an extra half an hour, whatever. You know, they were really nice people. They said, you know, are you hungry? We'll take you out to dinner. Like, no, I'm tired. So I'm gonna go find a place to start relaxing and send some invoices and stuff like that. But you guys, use that as a negotiating tool. Use that as a negotiating tool because you've already been to their yard. You're already like, yeah, dude, it's really tight. Yeah, you don't have the right forklift. Yeah, the guy had to stand on the back of the forklift just to get this thing off. You know, all this stuff. Use that as a negotiating tool rather than, you know, maybe not shying away from the business. So I gave him a business card. I said, and I'll tell him flat out, you guys. I gave him a business card, had him sign it. I said, look, is the broker your friend, your buddy, your brother, your sister? No? Okay, here's my card. I have 5 trucks. Next time, you don't call them, you call me. I'll tell them straight up. I'll tell them what to do, straight up. You don't call them, you call me. At least give me the opportunity to give you a quote before you call somebody else. And whether they do or not, I don't know. But I hand out business cards all the time. And Eddie, he's always like, I need more business cards. I handed out this. I talked to this person. You know, he's really pro going direct. And that's what it's about. Right now, I would say probably 20-25% of my loads are direct. And when I was in California, 50% or more were direct customers. Now it's lower, but I'm still working on getting into my, you know, Texas market. Okay, I'm still here at this receiver. You know what, you guys, this one went to shit, where'd it go? Where am I? Santa Clara or around Santa Clara, I don't remember. And the empty crate at the front is going to Livermore. So I think between the two, it's like 25 miles. So let's just look at trip 1859. Let's add in, let's just make it an even 1900 miles. I think it's 25 miles, my other drop from here. But we'll just add on, we'll just round it up to 1900 miles for $4,600. 9.2 average MPG, which is pretty decent. I ran pretty light. I think that thing I just unloaded was a little heavier than 5,000 pounds, but maybe 6, and that's it for sure with the 3 pieces. Not much, because I could tell by what I had my brakes set at. $900 in diesel, and like I said, 4 days. 4 days, well, yeah, Tuesday, all of Tuesday, all of Wednesday, all of Thursday, and Friday. So 3.5 days. We'll just say 3.5 days. I would have loaded something tomorrow, but again, because of that, I'm not going to. So we'll call it a trip for this one. I'm just gonna deadhead back to SoCal in the morning after I drop off this crate and move on with all that crap I got to do at the house. And we'll go from there, you guys. Have a great weekend.